If he ignores your text message when you're trying to reconnect with him, or worse, if he ignores multiple text messages that you have sent him, then he is a bum. He is an emasculated man. A masculine man is going to be taking responsibility for your heart and making sure that you are feeling good. He's never going to put you in a position where you are going to have to chase him, where you're going to have to continue initiating to get in contact with him. That is not what healthy masculine men do. And if you tolerate that kind of mistreatment, then you are telling him, you're telling the world, you're telling yourself that your needs do not matter, that you don't deserve a man who puts you first and who is always leading things forward and keeping your heart safe. What we're going to talk about in this video is why men show up this way, how a man should be showing up for you instead, and what you should be doing to ensure that he does show up for you as his best, and what you should do in this kind of situation to not make things worse and to not dishonor your heart. Before we get into it, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Zach Grody. I'm here to lead you into creating the relationship of your dreams using your feminine energy and what I call feminine communication to inspire a man into cherishing you. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that below. Hit the notification bell and be sure to like this video because I'm going to make sure it's a good one for you. Before we really dive into this, let's cover what a masculine man should be doing for you. We're going to talk about what a masculine man does. We're going to talk about what emasculated men will do. And we'll talk about how you should be solving these issues and inspiring a man properly. But a masculine man, his job is to take care of your heart. It is to be responsible for your heart, to make sure that you're feeling good, which means when it comes to texting, so texting is interacting in between a live interaction where the two of you are getting together, or at least a phone call. So it's to keep the connection alive through conversation, and that could be a lot of texting back and forth. It could just be a little bit. It could even just be like one text a day. But it's something to keep the connection alive. And a masculine man is going to be leading to keep that connection alive. It's his job to keep it alive. It's his job to lead the two of you into staying connected to each other and to also making sure that you feel reassured, to make sure that you know that you're loved, that you're valued, that he's thinking about you, that he's interested in you, that the relationship is progressing or the dating situation is progressing in some kind of way. And so a masculine man, a truly healthy masculine man, is going to be focused on never putting you in the position to have to initiate, to have to really find out what's going on due to his absence in some way. He's never going to put you in a position where you're going to have to chase him. Now, of course, if you're just like extremely needy, have like tons of wounds, and like even if you go 6 hours without hearing from him, you start texting him, okay, that's a huge problem. I may be addressing that on a future video, but I'm not going to be addressing it on this video. That would be more of a you thing. I'm talking about this where it is more of a him thing, where he should be texting you. Let's say that you're not living together. He should certainly be texting you at least once a day to keep the conversation alive, even if you were in some kind of fight. And this is where so many men go wrong. Like if he's not feeling good about you, either because of a fight or just because he's starting to lose a bit of interest for whatever reason, that shouldn't affect his behavior. He should still be checking in with you, still initiating, even just to say, hey, I just need some time to be with myself. Everything's going to be fine. I just got to work through these feelings, and then we're going to talk all about it so that you have that reassurance. But if he puts you in a position where you start chasing him, he's dropped the ball massively. His job is to take care of you, which means you should never be in a position where you have to chase him. Here's the thing. If you have to chase him, it means he's not leading. If you have to chase him, if you feel that desire to the point, unless again, caveat to this, unless you have such deep wounds that like you can't even go a few hours without needing to chase. But otherwise, if you have to chase him, you feel compelled into chasing him, it means that he is not stepping up to lead properly. And that is on him. That behavior is fully on him, no matter how you are showing up. And that is what a lot of emasculated men do because they don't realize that is their job, to always be fully leading. And I understand this well. Like I've lived this life. One of the reasons I know this so well, inside and out, is because I was that emasculated man. It's one of the best reasons to work with me, honestly. Why I can help you so much in our academy program for women is because I've lived this life for over a decade, and including multiple years with my wife, where my masculine instinct wasn't online. So I know the mindset of an emasculated man. I know the behaviors of an emasculated man. I know why they do these things. And why does a man do it? It's because an emasculated man is focused on himself. He sees you as this fully independent person, where it's like you take, and like, okay, to be clear, there's many variations of emasculation. I'm not just saying this, there's just one type of emasculated man, but in general, as a summary, an emasculated man sees you as the separate being that can take care of herself. You take care of your own feelings. If I'm butthurt, then I'm going to deal with myself and you have to deal with yourself. He doesn't feel that strong sense of responsibility for your heart. Whereas a masculine man, like, so in my marriage, for example, but this would be true if I was dating women right now, non-exclusively, or dating a woman non-exclusively. In my marriage, if something happens, if there's some kind of rupture in some way, even if it's like mostly her fault and her responsibility, nothing can ever be fully someone's fully responsibility. It's always going to be some kind of co-creation, even if it's mostly her that dropped the ball. My job is to step in and lead things towards resolution. Let's say that I was on a trip for some reason, like we live together, so we don't really spend much time apart. But say I was on a trip, my job is to lead things forward and be like, hey, sweetheart, we're gonna fix this together. I just need a day just to decompress and deal with what's coming up for me, but we're gonna get back to where we were. I promise you, I'm gonna lead you through it, right? Giving her that reassurance. But what an emasculated man will do is, if he's angry at the woman, he'll just kind of be blaming her internally, at least. And it's like, you deal with it. It's like, so it's a form of punishment. The absence is a form of punishment. And he kind of wants you to chase him. If it's not because you did something to hurt his feelings in some way, so he's not angry at you, he might just be losing interest in you, or like it's just waning in some way, or like something else is a higher priority. And it might be a higher priority. It's not even that there's anything wrong in the relationship with you, but the same mindset applies. Like, you deal with your stuff. I'm not responsible for you. I'm not responsible for your heart. I'm going to focus on me and what makes me happy. That is not a man. And I cannot say this judgment more clearly. That is not a man. He may be a grown-up. He may look like a man. He might act like a man in many different ways. He might be fully capable of taking care of himself. But that is not a man energetically. One of the main things that defines a man versus a boy is that a man takes care of those that are under his care. And so if he is with you, whether he's dating you, whether he's in a relationship with you, whether he's married to you, he is taking care of those under his care. That doesn't just mean financially. He should be taking care of you financially, but he should also be taking care of you emotionally. That means if there's, like I said, if there's some kind of issue, he is leading towards resolution. He's not leaving you to chase him. If he's leading you to chase him, it shows that he is still in little boy mode. He has not grown up. He has not been initiated into manhood. And I have lived this. Here's something that you need to understand about me. One of the reasons that I am so passionate about everything that I teach is because I've ended up hurting a lot of women in my life. The last 6.5, 7 years, I've learned about polarity. My masculine instincts come fully online. I've learned to be fully devoted to my wife and also to my clients. However, prior to that, my masculine instinct wasn't online. I was emasculated. I was living as a Peter Pan. I was focused on what made me happy and not taking responsibility for any other woman's heart, not my wife's, not past girlfriends, and certainly not women that I dated. And so I would end up inadvertently hurting them. It wasn't on purpose. It wasn't that I wanted to hurt women, but it was more like the mindset of, I'm going to focus on me and take care of me, and you taking care of you is your job. That's emasculation. That is one of the most emasculated things a man could say. If a man is not taking care of your heart, if he has not chosen to take responsibility for your heart, then he's emasculated. Right? His masculine instinct isn't online. He doesn't know how to be in the caretaking role. And so I've hurt all of these women in my past. And for my wife, like, when I realized how much I had truly hurt my wife when she's been actually fully vulnerable with me, it shifted everything for me. And I wanted to make sure that I would never act that way again to hurt her. And most of the things that I did to hurt her, it's not that I was abusive or anything. It's more neglectful. And you can call neglect a form of abuse. When a man doesn't take responsibility for your heart and he's neglectful and he's just like, I'm not going to text for a few days and I'm going to just wait for you to chase me and I'm not going to care. That's a form of abuse because it's neglect. Okay. And I've done that with my wife, and I learned because of my wife on an experiential, emotional level, just how much I hurt her, and it shifted me in such a profound way. But it's the same thing in my academy program where I've worked with hundreds of women, many of which are single and many of which are in relationships. But by understanding them in a deep way, by having them be fully vulnerable with me and share all of their experiences, all of their pain, all of their feelings, and because of men who've not fully taken responsibility for their heart, and I care about these women, like every client I have, I care about deeply, in large part because I've taken responsibility to take care of them in this coaching capacity. And so to hear about all of their pain because of men showing up in the same way that I did when I was younger, that hurts me. Like honestly, that hurts me because I care about these women, and it's almost like I've done it to them because I've done the same thing to other women that were like them because I just didn't know. And so now so much of my focus in my business is helping these women make sure that they never get hurt by men who are acting the way that I used to act. Helping them learn how to inspire a man into their responsibility, into their masculine energy, into devotion, so that they get treated the way that they need and deserve. And that's what you need and you deserve, right? You deserve a man who's fully claiming your heart, fully taking care of your heart. And what needs to happen, though, to experience that kind of devotion is you need to realize how beautiful and important and valuable your heart is. And I've given this analogy before in other videos, but if you are treating yourself like a beat up 1980s Chevy that's rusted and crappy and scratches on it, he's not going to really care. He's not going to be motivated to take care of that Chevy, right? It's old, it's ruined. If it was a Ferrari that he had, he's going to really care about it. He's going to do everything he can to make sure it doesn't get scratched, to make sure it doesn't get rusted, to make sure that it's properly taken care of. When it comes to a woman, how a man shows up for a woman has a lot to do, not entirely, but a lot to do with how she looks at herself, how she values herself. A masculine man should be treating a woman like a Ferrari regardless of how she shows up, like if he's truly fully embodied, but you probably haven't attracted that kind of man, or you don't know how to attract that kind of man. And so you need to look at yourself. Are you treating yourself like a Ferrari? What does that mean? Like if you treat yourself like a Ferrari, he's going to be more likely to. So what does that mean in practical terms? It means you'll learn feminine communication. It means you're always being vulnerable when you're hurt in any kind of way. If he violates you, neglects you, does anything that is dropping the ball as a man, you're sharing it. You're speaking up and you're doing it using vulnerable, respectful, feminine communication. You're not going into enabling patterns. You're not mothering. You're not reminding. You're not fawning, where you're going along with his leadership or exposing yourself to his energy even when it doesn't feel good. You're always speaking up for yourself, and you're willing to flow away from any man who is choosing not to put in the effort. It's like you've been vulnerable. You shared exactly how his treatment it's bringing up this pain for you. Are you going to tolerate that? You're going to continue going back to him every time he does that stuff? Or are you going to say, screw this? I've watched all of Zach's videos. I've learned that I'm worth so much more than this. I'm going to flow away from this and find a better man. You need to be willing. You don't necessarily have to actually end up doing it, but if you're not willing, then you don't see yourself that way. Because I'll tell you, a brand new Ferrari, as the analogy goes, if you are a brand new Ferrari, that Ferrari is not sticking around in any relationship where a man is not really putting in the effort to be the best man that he can be. If you're putting in the effort to be the best woman that you can be, he needs to be putting in the best effort that he can be. If he's not, well, you can do better and you should do better. It's as simple as that. If you would like to learn how to make these shifts beyond what I teach in these videos, if you want to learn it quickly, relatively painlessly, actually getting masculine devoted support to help you make these shifts, I would love to hop on a call with you and find out if working with us makes sense. The way you're going to do that is go below this video, open up the description, click on relationshipyourdreams.com, and watch the video that I've left for you on that page. See you there.